Are you ready for the Survivor Series? Well, it happened, whether you were ready or not. The 2021 Survivor Series took place tonight, and this is Nitro Steak Live. I am, of course, Kellen Nitro. The name is over in the bottom, this corner. That corner, right there. Yes. And welcome to Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited channel. We're going to join in with the co-host here right away, Mr.TL. How you doing,
What up?
Sir? And folks, I guess you could call me, what was the name of the braid thing from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Krang. Yeah.
Krang.
He basically sat in the midriff of the robot, and the robot was a muscle-bound dude, because I'm right in the middle of Big E right now.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. I guess I'm just piloting the robot Big E that I have here on the stream. But anyways, if you'd like to get interactive with us and talk about your favorite moments, your not so favorite moments of tonight's show, please do by just going into the comments. We go into the comments, we can bring it up, and hey, hit us up in the comments if you got a question, or you just want to chat or whatever, and let us know your thoughts on the show. You can also do the same thing on Facebook too, but this is just how this all cross posts right there. So we bring that up like that. So anyways, how do you feel? What was your feelings going into the show first before we start breaking it down?
Okay, this is going to be a very, very strange and unique review for the following reasons.
Oop.
One, I ended up working today in like kayfabe world. So I got home. I was very tired.
Job.
It's not the kayfabe world. It is shoot job. Shoot job. And came home tired. And I watched this thing on my phone because shoot here, my laptop is with some kind of nerd squad. And they cannot fix it for some reason.
Oh, wow.
Or they just refuse to put the parts in that's under warranty. That's a whole issue. So
yeah.
I'm watching this on my phone, the pay-per-view, while watching a little bit of Sunday Night Football, maybe. And because I'm a Steelers guy. And what a disaster.
How did they do?
They pulled a lead with about 3 minutes left after a bunch of lucky moments, and then they pissed it all away and lost. So,
wow.
Yeah, they're just the worst, luckiest, stupidest team ever. But that aside, watching this on a phone without having proper speakers and maybe dozing off a little bit just because of shoot job, this is going to be a very strange review.
Well, it was a strange night because we were honoring the 25th anniversary of a man who didn't show up.
Was he supposed to? How do you say he didn't?
At one point in time, he was. At one point in time, he was. And he had sent a very legitimate reason why he didn't show up. It's because he's got an aunt right now that's not doing very well. So that's why he didn't show up.
Oh, I see.
But he was supposed to be here, yes.
How soon did they get noticed?
I think earlier this week. So they had time to change things around, but it's WWE, so of course they're lazy and therefore they don't. And the cross promotion was probably already set in stone, and the producers of what was it, Red Scarlet or whatever the
Red Notice. Red Notice was being cross promoted in the intro of the show.
Yes. And also kind of sort of themed as well throughout the entire show as, there was the intro. We saw multiple trailers for it. There's an angle with the egg now from Red Notice. We'll find out more tomorrow night. But
that's going to be one of those parts where I may have woke up from my nap and thought, what did I miss?
You did not dream that. That did happen.
Okay, so that clears that up. All right, all right. As long as we're on the same page there.
Ladies and gentlemen, during this review, we bring forth Undertaker and all of the results from the pay-per-view. That's what I was doing in the background. If you heard me hunting and pecking, was getting the Undertaker ready to rock and roll because I went live and none of the information was there, which is lovely. It's great. So,
oh my.
Float us to subscribe if you're watching right now. It is tinyurl.com/Nitromaniac TV for all of your news and notes and everything and opinion, more opinion than anything else. Yeah, this is it. This will be the last pay-per-view recap we do WWE wise. It's probably our last pay-per-view recap we do at all for 2021. This is the last pay-per-view. That's another change. There's no TLC next month.
Yeah, I heard that while the pay-per-view was running. It's like, this is the last one of the year 2021. I'm like,
this is the last one. Yes, exactly. So that's it. So
except for NXT War Games, but screw that.
That's coming up. Yeah, that's a week away, a couple weeks away, something like that. I'll probably do a solo show about that just because I love the War Games concept. So it's my thing, kind of my deal. So
yeah, but it's NXT 2.0 with the focus on zero.
And that's the fun part of it. How bad will that show be? So
I'm sorry, good sir. I just don't have that much time to think about how bad can this be.
Exactly. All right. We didn't watch the pre-show, but there was the mid-card champs went head-to-head here on the pre-show where we had the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Damian Priest. And Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Damian Priest by disqualification in 9:25. We saw how it ended on the pay-per-view with Rick Boogs getting involved. Rick Boogs getting involved, and Damian Priest basically just flipping out and taking out Boogs, his guitar, the whole deal. You name it. So that's how that ended.
Yeah, so Boogsy started playing his guitar during some kind of spot during the match, which enraged Mr. Flamethrower with a bow and arrow.
Priest. Yes.
I knew his name.
Chair of Infamy.
I knew his name. I just like to talk out that he likes to bow and arrow things like Legolas at random and set things on fire. And he ran out of the ring and he broke the guitar over his knee from the stem and then hit Boogs with it and then hit Shinsuke with it, causing a DQ win for Shinsuke. I wish they had a real match, and I wish it wasn't on the pre-show because that would have been fantastic. But I guess WWE doesn't believe in Shinsuke, and I'm kind of surprised he's still with the company given the releases and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And that's another thing that we'll quickly talk on at the end of the pay-per-view thing is all the releases from the past week too and that stuff, and kind of get the opinions and our thoughts on that as well. But yes, it was another week of releases leading into this pay-per-view, which was something of very interesting. So there we go. Jumping ahead, our first contest after we saw the Red Notice extended trailer, intercut, WWE cut, I guess, for this thing. Becky Lynch defeats Charlotte Flair by pinfall in 18:15. And I have the whole thing here. There we go. There's your match graphic as it was advertised throughout the week. That was our opening contest. What did you think of this thing? This was, I found that the hype kind of overseeded the match itself on Monday nights, at least. I'm not sure so much on Friday if it had the same luster to it, but since they had kind of the shoot non-shoot standoff a few weeks ago with the belt exchange, it kind of didn't really, not a whole lot emerged from that at all. It just kind of seemed like it was very vanilla.
I don't know if I agree with that because I wanted to watch this match because I wanted to see if this was going to be a cohesive match or if this is going to beat the shit out of each other like Nia Jax and Charlotte when they stopped like performing properly.
Yeah.
And they just started like delivering actual right hands to each other's faces and bleeding and stuff. Like, what the hell's going on here? Right. But that didn't happen. They really went out there and had a good match, kind of like Edge and Matt Hardy when they were having personal problems, and they still went out there and had a match eventually. Still a very good match. It was a great. Okay, so remember how we were talking about that last AEW pay-per-view where I said
Full Gear, yeah.
Full Gear, the very opening match shouldn't have been the opener.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that they built it.
Yes.
This might have the exact same issue where this was a long opening match. It was such a big hype on it. They performed very well. I don't know what the hell Becky Lynch was wearing, but damn. Like a capital D There we go. Hey,
So
that's what it
okay,
is.
so this is from comicbook.com. This broke about an hour ago or so. Is that it was inspired? The outfit was inspired by Marvel's Scarlet Witch, which, if you watched, if I can remember correctly, definitely the last Avengers movie, and then WandaVision, I think, was the Netflix or the Disney Plus series. That's all about the Scarlet Witch and the origin of the Scarlet Witch. So it's another Marvel WWE crossover happening there.
Yeah, it looked damn good on her. It looked like it was like painted on us. Damn.
Yeah, there's a better look. The boots and the outfit looked wild, and then of course it being a lack of a better term, a latex
Paint?
not really paint, but just one of those like the strappy, thingies. My mind went to crap. My mind went to crap because I saw this picture and I was like, damn.
Okay, I don't blame you, but still, those strappy thingies.
The fact that it has a bikini cut at the bottom, when they went for several pinfalls and there were camera angles and that stuff, I mean, like, you could see.
Oh my god! Okay, that's not the worst one, and we'll get to that later. I was like, ooh, bad camera angle, but
yes,
that comes up later if I remember. It's quite. But Becky Lynch, different outfit. Anyways, match finishes where they try to do a roll-up pin near the ropes. Charlotte hugs it and the referee catches it. Becky Lynch reverses it, hugs the rope, and gets the pin. Then they just kind of go their separate ways, all bitchy and mad. But you know what? Hot crowd. They were into it. It is Brooklyn.
Yes.
You know what? But it's a bit too much for an opening match. I was talking about this at Full Gear. If anyone didn't watch it, I'm mentioning it now. Your opener should not be a 25-minute epic match that's going to overshadow the rest of your program. Exactly, you're supposed to build to your main event. This did not serve that purpose. This should have been a main event on any other show, especially with the build-up and the history that it had. So I'm kind of at a loss with this one. I don't know. It's a good match. It might be match of the night, but I don't know if it doesn't belong in the beginning.
The crowd took a while. I found that the crowd kind of took a while to warm up during this match, but once, about 10 minutes in, they were right in with the match. Like, it was just a very loud crowd throughout it and that stuff. I thought this thing was in Boston for whatever reason, but it wasn't. It was at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And having seen live wrestling at that venue before, live WWE shows at that venue before over Mania Week, it's a very acoustically sound building. Like, it's kind of, any building that basically is built for basketball more than hockey is a little bit more acoustically sound for pro wrestling than on, say, a hockey rink. I think it's just because of the more closed in nature of seats and that stuff that you can have in a basketball arena versus a hockey arena type thing.
Also, I was going to say they also make that for more so also for concerts. Because it is in Brooklyn. They knew it was going to be a big Jay-Z thing. He was going to bring acts as well to come to Brooklyn to perform. Then the sound is going to be a lot better there too. I honestly think that WWE prefers being there than Madison Square Garden.
It is. Yeah, it's WWE's New York home. They always draw well there. And there are banners for Jay-Z and Notorious B.I.G. in the rafters.
That's awesome. Well, for B.I.G. That's pretty cool.
Jay-Z, I think, was like the first series of concerts there, obviously, and
it's his building. I think
it is his building. Yes, you got it. You got it. But there's right when you walk in off of Atlantic Avenue, there's a giant mural to your right hand side of I guess I'm not sure if they call it the Gods of Brooklyn or something like that, whatever. And Notorious B.I.G.'s on it. Several others too, some famous Brooklyn Dodgers players and that stuff and everything. Just all their sports and entertainment type icons.
Definitely got Jackie Robinson on her.
Yeah, that's right. Jackie's on it. Yep. So Jackie, B.I.G., you name it.
Nice.
It's cool. Very groovy place. And the concessions are top notch. They got some good hot dog in that building.
And even the New Yorkers would still say, "You call these hot dogs?"
Yeah, exactly. For a Canadian like me, for a Canuck, it's like, man, that's damn good hot dogs. But anyways, moving on. Yes, so that's what we're taking away from Becky and Charlotte's match tonight. Was dang, for somebody who had a baby earlier this year in 2021, girl is in shape.
Hella in shape.
respect, and great match. Awesome stuff. So
yeah, pretty good.
Absolutely. So moving on, we go to the first of our men's Survivor Series contest. Is this a load? It loaded earlier. Yes, there we go. You got it. So, Team Raw with Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley with MVP taking on Team SmackDown of Drew McIntyre, King Woods, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and the former Baron Corbin, now known as Happy Corbin.
Crappy.
Okay, crappy. Or old Hap Corbin.
Crap Corbin.
Crap Corbin, sure. This match was 30 minutes on the ball. It's a 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series match. So again, multi-man tag, just with a goofy stipulation on it that, instead of one pinfall ends in or submission ends it all, it's 9, basically.
It's elimination. It's
elimination, yeah. And 30 minutes, and Seth Rollins is your sole survivor out of this one.
Okay, so now I've realized that in my attempts to watch this pay-per-view, I napped through this entire match.
You didn't really miss much, with the exception of the final 2 or 3 eliminations were really good. Like, I mean, like the whole lead up to Rollins getting the win. Rollins and Hardy were the final 2 men from each side, and they put on a banger of a contest. It was good for about 6 or 7 minutes. Hardy tried to go for the swanton. He went for the swanton from the top rope. Rollins put the knees up and then finally hit Hardy with the stomp and got the 1-2-3. But it was a serious back and forth. And it looked like for the longest time that Jeff was going to pull out the sole survivor on Seth. But
okay, now quick thing. How did McIntyre and Lashley exit this match if they weren't the last 2?
The old double count out. They were legal men in the ring, and they did the old Rick Rude, Roddy Piper Survivor Series double count out where they brawled to the back.
All right. And does that go anywhere?
Well, it might have reignited the Lashley McIntyre feud, but they're on 2 separate brands. So
exactly. What's the point of that? What is the point of that? Keep going, and they just did the draft.
Yep. By the way, found this on Heel Book earlier in the day. Just comparing the 2 Survivor Series. Survivor Series 1990, bitter rivals, selector allies for Team Combat. Survivor Series 2021, wrestlers who have been on a brand 29 days fighting its name. A week later, they're released due to budget cuts.
Accurate.
No fault in that logic. No fault in that logic whatsoever. So, the men's Survivor Series match was what you expected it to be. I'm glad it's down to 1 of these per year. I can't going back and watching the old Survivor Series and that stuff and everything. I always fought that when they started to intersperse into single, like the championship matches and everything. It was better to break up the monotony of the show, because before then, like in the 80s, it was all 5-on-5 matches, which was, fun at the time, but doesn't really lead anywhere. Sometimes
no. Now that you say that, unfortunately, the only place where a Survivor Series match would actually be good is in the other company, because everybody in that other company is in some kind of faction.
Yes. You can have faction warfare over there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So with the faction warfare, you could actually have a proper Survivor Series pay-per-view.
Nightmare Family versus Bullet Club, Inner Circle versus Pinnacle, so on and so forth, yes.
The Dork Order, the blah, blah,
Dork
blah,
Order,
blah,
blah. Yeah. All that junk. So, yeah, hey, good point. Good point. Yeah, exactly. All right. Next contest was the Battle Royal named after the man who was honored tonight and who did not show up at all.
Spoiler alert.
It was The Rock's 25th anniversary Battle Royal with all of these guys in it. And I will remove the Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited logo from the top right-hand corner, because that fella in the top right-hand corner was your winner of the thing. It is almost almost won by last eliminating Ricochet in 10:45 in the Rock's 25th anniversary 25-man dual branded battle royal, in which he gets absolutely nothing but maybe pizza. But the Street Profits stole the pizza, so we're not even sure if he got that.
Speaking of almost, I almost saw this match, but I didn't, and woke up right at the end as the Street Profits were tossing Pizza Hut pizza slices to the crowd like
they were
stars.
rifling them too.
Yeah,
they were flat out rifling the pizzas.
And they like Michael Cole's like, this match was brought to you by Pizza Hut, and they're just rifling pizza slices out into the crowd like New Day with pancakes. But
are we gonna read in the sheets tomorrow that somebody got beamed in the face by a pizza or something and is suing WWE because they had
Brooklyn?
like a chicken stuck in their eye or something? Or
I don't know. It is Brooklyn. They should know what it's like to have just pizza flying at them. I was going to say,
too, is that if they're going goo goo gaga over Pizza Hut pizza in Brooklyn, no, that's a fallacy. You're in New York. There's better places.
Hey, my mother wouldn't wipe her ass with that slice.
Exactly. Let's go on the Uptown train to Times Square and go over to Bella Vita and get yourself a great slice of pizza. That was awesome. That was my favorite place when I went down there. Bella Vita was great.
Or you stay in Brooklyn and you go down to Lucali's and you get one of the best slices in the world as per the reviews.
Yes. Yeah. That's a regret that I have. I didn't make my way down there. I should have.
You would have been in line for like 3 hours just to get a table. But I heard
probably, yes. Yeah, that's what I heard, is that the lineups for that place was like insane. But
the point being, Pizza Talk is way more interesting than whatever happened in this match that I slept through apparently and saw the ending. So on this.
Hey, stay tuned. In December, before Christmas, what I want to do is, by the way, I'm announcing it here on the stream right now, is that I want to try and get contributors from this channel, Nitro Maniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited, and my Drag Files channel, tinyurl.com/Drag Files. And we're just going to simulcast on both channels, kind of a Christmas hangout for an hour and a half, and, just BS and talk.
/ Royal Rumble? No,
no, we're just going to hang out, and BS and talk, and, talk Christmas, talk, the year personally and stuff. And, I don't want to call it bro talk, but it would be like a bro talk type thing,
It's going to devolve into a Royal Rumble where you break out the mattress and like the paper belts and everything.
That's right. Got the backyard rig back here. We're going to be set up. So.
Yep. I knew it.
I will send the app that you use to pick your number shortly, by the way.
But I am announcing my contention for the Rumble right here.
The Nitro Rumble.
The Nitro Rumble.
The Nitro Rumble. 10:45. And we'll get to the points at the end of this review, too, that, hey, there's still one pay-per-view before Royal Rumble, but it's not in December anymore. It actually got moved to January 1st of all days, but we'll talk about that, a little bit later on. Next contest was the meeting of the two tag team champs, and we'll talk about the Goofy Egg storyline here after this match, because I can't remember if the first leg of it happened before or after this, but we had RK Bro, so Randy Orton, Matt Riddle taking on Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and this contest ran 14:50. This was a champions versus champions tag team encounter, and I was pleasantly surprised by this, because this was a great, in my opinion, a great back and forth match. I dig RK Bro's music. Usually when they meld the two stars' music together, it doesn't really work, but this kind of feels like it's like a hip hop ish remix of Orton's old school theme from like 2009 or so and that stuff, and they've just kind of gave it like a dance beat or something. It's corny enough that I like it. It's not too overpowering, whatever it is. Like it's a bad song, but it's a good bad song.
Why do you like good, bad, corny?
Just because it's what I.
That's going to be the name of your autobiography.
Good, bad, corny.
The bad, the corny.
Corny.
Well, listen, this tag team match was a good back and forth match. I did shit on something in Full Gear that I'm going to shit on right now.
Do
this
it.
was almost a good match because I am docking points for the overuse of super kicks by the Usos again and again and again and again. And they weren't even super kicks to the chin. At some point, they were just kicking them in the gut.
That's
And
been
they were
every
calling out
Usos match
super
since,
kick.
That's been every Usos match since 2015, though.
No. They've ramped it up. They've ramped it all the way up because they used to be like they'd go off the top and do like a splash or something, and the super kick was just like the layup until they finally hit the final move. But this has gone too far.
Yes.
Them and the young bastards, young bucks, whatever.
The Bucks.
This shit has gone way too far. Stop with the super kicks. Do something else. Learn how to strike. Go to MMA school. I don't care, but figure out something. Because y'all can't just keep super kicking because Rikishi did it every now and then.
Yeah. It was impressive when Rikishi did it because that's a 450-pound man throwing kicks.
Right, but now it's annoying when their kids do it and they're like, I don't know, maybe 220, 225, and they just keep doing it and kicking people in the gut. Shit's annoying.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, you did bring it up in a Full Gear review, and that's archived here on the channel. You can go back and check that out in the past video vault. But yeah, that's definitely something that we hit on after that match at Full Gear, and this one tonight. Now that you're talking about it, yes, exactly. That was one of the things. Being said, the finish with Jimmy going for the splash on again the illegal man, but this time there was a spectacle type move to kind of distract you from that because Orton. There's no debate in my mind. He could hit an RKO while skydiving if he had to. Like, he is pinpoint perfect with that maneuver now.
Yeah, his timing is amazing on that. It is awesome to watch every time. When he hit that, when Uso was going up for that splash, and he comes down, and that RKO just comes at the right time, and it drops. Yes. Beautiful.
It was amazing.
The only other spot I liked in this match, of note, was where they Usos did kind of like a pop up into a Samoan drop, and they I think it was McAfee dubbed it the alley-oos.
The alley-oos drop.
Yeah, nice. Man. I was like, yo, that's a dope ass name for that.
the alley-oos.
Yeah,
alley-oos. I love that.
Because Michael Cole is like, there's the alley-oop right there, and then McAfee, that's an alley-oos.
Take this time as you brought it up. I loved the commentary team of Cole, McAfee, and Graves tonight. I really did.
Yeah, because they don't like each other, and it's really funny.
All three of them don't like each other, and all three of them don't like each other across the board. Where Graves despises Cole and McAfee. McAfee doesn't like Graves. I think he has a ton of respect for Cole, and it's more of a playful bantering. And the same thing with Cole with McAfee. But there's, you can tell that there's like, okay, Graves is just going to be a prick on commentary, and McAfee's just going to be the frat boy that's drunk at the party, just kind of poking the prick once in a while. So.
Yeah, so that was kind of, you're right. That's the dynamic of it, is that Cole doesn't like Graves or McAfee because he feels like he's the senior announcer, but Michael Cole sucks.
These young kids coming in? Yeah.
Michael Cole sucks. He's terrible. He dries up all the good juices that is wrestling.
Is he better than Jimmy Smith, who was the Raw guy that we heard call a few matches tonight?
They both stink for very different reasons. Michael Cole stinks because he sounds like he's completely robotic, and he's just saying absolutely everything that Vince McMahon is telling him to say through the earpiece.
Right.
And he's not original, and nothing comes off as genuine. It feels as scripted as a video game when it comes out of Michael Cole's mouth. It's terrible. Graves doesn't like McAfee because McAfee's the better version of Graves. And Graves doesn't like Michael Cole because that's the dynamic they have on the show. And McAfee seems to be okay with the other two, but they were picking on him because he was the newest guy who's like the better color announcer compared to all of them.
That's right.
So that's kind of the dynamic they were going on. But all three put together, it's still really good.
I'm just trying to grab a couple of things here off the web so we can discuss Egggate right now off of the pay-per-view, which is one of the looniest angles that we've seen this year. Egg Gate. Yes.
Oh, Egg Gate.
Egg Gate.
All
EGG
right. You know
Gate.
what? I'm just going to put a stop to all this right now because we don't have to spend a lot of time on this.
Okay.
In the movie Red Notice,
Okay.
it is about thieves and what they are trying to steal. And this is all divulged very early in the movie. They are trying to steal actually something very similar to that. Is a,
That's the egg. Yeah.
Cleopatra's,
Cleopatra's egg. Yes.
Yes, which is not an actual, poultry egg. It is just a piece of art made out of gold and whatever, precious metals and whatever. And apparently Vince McMahon has one, although those things don't really exist in real life, but somehow they've incorporated it into WWE as something that Vince McMahon owns.
That's right.
And is this the part of the show where they find that it gets stolen when he brings in both? Yeah, there it is. Exactly.
Close. We'll just do it here anyway, just for sake of timing on the review and everything. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like, damn it, somebody stole my eggs. And they're like, huh? I know what to do. Get out there and find who stole my eggs.
Oh, here, I'll pop this back up. Yeah. That's his full rant right now.
That was the whole rant. And then he tells, what's his face, Baldy over there. He's like, I want you to find every superstar in the locker room and interrogate them. What happened to my eggs?
So I have
an update.
I have an update on that, as it's been announced on social media post-show that tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, Mr. McMahon will show up on Monday Night Raw as he is looking for the location of the missing Cleopatra egg.
Oh, God. There was no need for this. This is completely stupid. I hate it. It's shit.
As we celebrate the 27th anniversary of All Japan Women's 10-hour show at the Tokyo Egg Dome, I think that was completely inadvertent, but anyway, there we go. That's the closest wrestling-related egg thing I could think. And I guess the Gooker from back in 1990 came out of an egg as well, too. So
yes, the gobbledygooker who was Hector Guerrero, and the holy crap, that's awful. That happened in Survivor Series 92?
90.
Oh, 90. Okay.
90. Yeah. Same year from this quote. Well, what that we were talking about here. Bitter rival selector allies for team comment. And it should say in parentheses, and a giant turkey emerged from an egg or something. But there we go. So,
yeah, you could probably change those up to 1990. Hector Guerrero loses his entire career.
Yes.
2021, Vince McMahon loses his eggs.
Well, egg.
Yes.
In singular. Unless there's more eggs inside the egg. This looks like a type of egg that would have like mini eggs in it or something.
Like that's the foil covering, and then the inside is just
exactly, yeah. It's like a chocolate egg.
It's quality milk chocolate with a toy inside.
Now look at this look at poor Reggie in the corner here. He is I don't know if that's awe or just disappointment.
He's enamored with that thing. He's like, wow, look at that egg. And Vince McMahon's like, look at my egg. And what the fuck is this shit?
Like, this is when Roman came in and basically was like,
Roman, look at my egg.
and Mr. McMahon was like, check out the egg, and Roman's like, that could be better spent on like a contract extension for Roman, which is true if that's such the case, you know.
Yeah, or the many that were released in the past month.
Yes. Exactly.
All this reminds me of is in The Simpsons. Do you remember that Bleeding Gums Murphy explaining to Lisa how he lost all his money?
Vaguely.
I'd like another Fabergé egg, please, sir. Don't you think you've had enough? I tell you when I've had enough.
You best believe that once this video goes to YouTube here, I'm going to be adding the search term egg and eggs to the search catalog, because it's probably the only time we'll talk about egg or eggs this year.
Don't look up the Spanish huevos, because you will find many things for that.
No.
Yeah, don't do that.
Exactly. Are you an egg guy? Do you dig eggs at all, or not?
Hell yeah, I make a 5-egg French omelet in the morning.
Damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right. I'm an omelet man myself. I love it. So,
yeah.
All right. Back to the show. We talked about RK Bro. So now we're going to go to the Women's Survivor Series contest, the Ladies Survivor. And this was, It's kind of a weird graphic I had to pull off the net for this thing, but here we go. So the sides were Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and whoever else. Hang on.
Selena Vega.
So Queen Selena and Carmella were involved in that, taking on Smackdown side, which was Shayna Baszler, Shotzi Blackheart, Natalya, Toni Storm, and Sasha Banks. I said Sasha Banks. Yeah,
I think we did.
There we go.
Shotzi,
5-on-5. Yeah, Shotzi and
Natty.
Natalya, and then, yeah. So
Shan, Tony. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Here we go. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Selena. I was forgetting Rhea. That's what the issue was. Taking on Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natalya, and Toni Storm.
Okay, so in this match, this is where I wished I actually had my headphones into my laptop instead of watching this on my tiny phone.
Yeah.
Because I could not get a sense of what the hell was going on with the sound. Because at some points, they were cheering for Toni Storm. At some points, they were cheering for Sasha Banks. When Sasha and Bianca were in the ring together, they were doing a back and forth EST and Sasha Banks chant.
Yeah.
At some point, they got bored and started doing the wave.
Yes.
Because those two wouldn't get tagged into the match because of Shotzi being annoying.
There was a long period after Carmella got eliminated by Toni early on, and the next elimination, there was probably about an 8 or 9 minute thing where nothing happened, and it was just chain wrestling.
Okay, so that's what happened, and then the crowd started doing the wave all around the arena, and then started chanting CM Punk, because I don't know what happened.
That was quickly quelled, though, too, because the entire crowd just started booing, and it's like, why are you chanting CM Punk? He's back. He's with the other company. Like, you're just being dumb at this point. That's it.
Maybe they just miss him in WWE like I do. I don't know.
I mean, there's an option to watch him now. So why are you chanting his name?
Yeah, but it's on AEW. It's not the same.
You don't have to watch the entire AEW show.
And I won't.
You can just watch the bits that he's in.
I do.
Yes, you can.
And that's all.
There we go.
I can't stand that show. Anyways, we're not talking about them because they stink. But this match, it actually wasn't bad. Like, I actually think this was a pretty good Survivor Series match. The dynamic, though, with Shotzi, who apparently they've taken off her last name.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Just Shotzi. And, yeah. Anyways, she was annoying. And in the end, the SmackDown dissolved because they didn't trust Sasha Banks as the leader, even though she led them to a 4-1 lead in this match.
Yeah.
But Bianca Belair Supermaned it and made it all the way to the end. Which, by the way, Sasha Banks was eliminated by a countout when she's swimming inside of the ring. How is that not counted back in?
Because I think Baszler, Shotzi, and Natalya were holding her at ringside off the apron.
No, they were holding her feet, but her arms were flailing in the ring. As long as you touch the bottom rope, the count stops.
Yeah.
So how is that a count out? Exactly.
Yeah,
they had no way of doing this properly.
Good point.
They had no way of doing this properly, and they completely fucked it up. And I was mad because Sasha Banks left the match. SmackDown was still up 3-1 at that point, but now they didn't have Sasha Banks in there. So Bianca Belair ran through everybody. But I see what they're doing. If they're smart, I see what they're doing. They're trying to keep Sasha and Bianca so far apart that you want to see it. You still want to see it. That's the only thing.
So I'm thinking that match is shortlisted for Mania next year in Dallas. I think they're going to run it back. That's why.
Yeah, because they've never been able to, and that match was so.
Well, they wanted to, and they wanted to at SummerSlam, but because Sasha got sick, they couldn't use it. So.
I do find it crazy that Sasha got sick, but also that's when Becky Lynch comes back. Really?
Well, remember too the link for the match that they had though wasn't very conducive to a comeback type match. Like it wasn't a normal length TV match. It was Becky getting the fall in like 30 seconds. Not even.
Okay, but keeping in mind the show didn't run any shorter. So what was their plan really with Sasha Banks in there anyways? Because the runtime was still the same and nobody got extra time.
Well, maybe Sasha would have won it back under like
in 30 seconds.
heel move.
In 30 seconds.
Not in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds?
No. Not in 30 seconds.
No, not in 30 seconds.
Not in 30 seconds.
No.
What are you doing?
I think the tiredness is just hit in for me being up for so long.
No, I'm a man that's sitting currently in the midriff of the WWE champion. You know, kind of sitting like Quang back in the day with you know, the robot off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, you are blocking his glorious pectoral muscles.
And I got Mr.TL just kind of doing extreme close-ups into the camera there. Mm-hmm.
You know what you're saying? Mm-hmm.
I can do that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too much.
So there we go. I hope that makes a YouTube thumbnail too, by the way, when they play that little gif of what's in the video, and that's it's just a you know.
It's just me over here like this, and
really?
That was the plan.
We have lost all control, so let's get to the main event. It's only a 7-match card, which is great. The problem is it was 7 matches over 4 hours, which sucks. So it was we go to the main event now, and that was the ultimate battle to end all ultimate battles. Roman Reigns, Big E, the champion versus champion, not title for title, but champion versus champion. And this thing ran 21:55. And we had it was a situation where Big E did a dive. The finish was Big E did a dive to the outside and banged up his knee, and was kind of selling that for the last 4 or 5 minutes of the match or so or something. And then he rolls back in, and Roman hits him with the spear, 1, 2, 3, and it's chorus of boos, but the big dog reigns supreme. And the final pay-per-view television of 2021 for the WWE is Roman Reigns victorious with the belt in hand, but a major storyline dropped, I guess, prior to this match when Caleb Braxton cornered Paul Heyman and said that Brock Lesnar's suspension is not indefinite anymore, and that we would get more details in the coming weeks about Lesnar. So I'm thinking they're setting up Lesnar and Roman once again, this time in North America, probably. Maybe at the Rumble. We'll see.
We'll see. That was just a weird way to word it. It's no longer indefinite. So they have a definition of how long a suspension is. How long is it? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 months? Is it 3 weeks?
They'll probably say it was till the end of 2021. And then that'll be the big thing at the one pay-per-view, is that they'll walk out and say, yes, because it's 2022 now, Brock Lesnar is now an active competitor on the WWE roster once again.
Okay, I got a prediction.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar is going to be in the Rumble as a surprise. He's going to win the Rumble. He's going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Could happen.
That's my prediction.
Go. That's your men's prediction. There you go. There you go.
Now, as for this match itself, it was pretty good. It had a slow pace, but it was expected because look at the 2 guys in there. They were both like 280 plus pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to slug it out. And they did. And they put on a pretty decent main event match. Mm-hmm. It was very physical. A lot of slams. Mm-hmm. A lot of slams in this one. A lot of suplexes. Mm-hmm. Good shit. Mm-hmm. To me, the ending was weak, where it just felt like it came out of nowhere, where Big E had taken 3 Superman punches. He still kicks out. He's saying, come on, bring it on. Roman goes for the spear, gets caught, but he gets back to his feet out of that big ending move. Yeah. And then just kind of like chop blocks Big E's knee from behind and then finishes him and pins him. I'm like, what? That's the finish? You chop blocked him in the back of the knee and then you pinned him? What the hell? You just gave him 3 Superman punches and you're supposed to have like a much more elaborate, detailed, I don't know, extravagant finish than I'm going to just hit him in the back of the knee and pin him.
Yeah. That is, I almost wonder if this match was a victim of time then. Maybe they were going... What the run time is 21:55, so maybe they were supposed to go 20 minutes and they, blew it. But
that would make sense. You're right. Yeah. That makes sense because it felt rushed.
Yeah,
but it also feels like that was one of those endings that usually happens when there's something more coming right afterwards, be it a surprise entrance by The Rock or a Brock Lesnar.
I
or
was
a
expecting
Vince
Lesnar's music. Yeah, that was the thing. The amount of time that they were hanging at the end of the show and they were cutting to different cameras and that stuff, I was expecting Lesnar's music. And then I remembered back to many years ago when Ciampa and Gargano started their feud at a takeover from Chicago, where they showed the copyright notice at the end of the show, and then all of a sudden they did the angle right after the copyright notice faded out, and that's when everybody usually turns off the pay-per-view because hey, it's done, the copyright notice is up, whatever. So I kind of had visions of that being okay. This is where Brock's music's gonna, hit, and he's gonna come out and start tearing up Roman again, right? But nope.
That would have been cool, but you know what? I think that was either a Shawn Michaels or a Triple H idea, and Vince McMahon is not going to do anything with those two guys' names on it any further.
No, that's sad too, because their stuff was, I don't know, watchable.
Some of it, more than what it is now.
Yes, exactly.
But now that we've come to this end of the pay-per-view, there's something I was thinking about. It was Charlotte and Becky Lynch. Champion versus champion.
Yeah.
I wanted to see this match because it was the best against the best to find out who the best was.
Yes.
Same with the main event. It was the champion against the champion, the best of the best to see who the best actually is in the company.
Yeah.
So I was actually interested in this pay-per-view, even though I slept through a little bit of it, but that's just because of circumstances.
There were two matches that still hooked you in, so there you go.
Yeah, there's two matches that completely hooked me in that didn't need a storyline to do so, other than it's the best versus the best to find out who the best is. That's simple wrestling 101.
And you've conditioned your fan base to know that this is the time of year that it would happen. Since the brands came back from the brand split back in, 2016 or so, this is the current format for Survivor Series, is you'll have a men's and a women's elimination match amongst the brands, Raw, Smackdown, sometimes NXT, all involved. And then you have the champions from all the brands in there. So again, Raw versus SmackDown this year, in this case. And you have, across the board. Like, even in the pre-show, you had your mid-card champions. You had your U.S. champion versus your Intercontinental champion.
Which, again, that should have been a better, bigger match on this.
And it should have been added to the main card, I would think. But that
Battle Royal bullshit should have been the preview.
That should have been in the pre-show. That's when I had first seen what the card kind of sort of looked like for today, I thought, okay, for sure the Battle Royal would be on the pre-show, and that was that. But now, they flip-flopped it, and I'm like, why? So we could get a paid Pizza Hut ad in? Come on.
I guess so. But that's bullshit.
It is.
With that being said, I mean, Wrestling 101, you want to see a match with two wrestlers that have been promoted as the best of the best. That's all you ever needed. All this other bullshit about the egg or, whatever kind of stupid crap that they do now.
Yeah.
Like, none of it's needed. All you ever needed was to set up who is wrestling, why should I care?
So again, you're saying this sells, and this sells more than this sells.
Absolutely. There you go. You've summed it up in just 3 pictures.
There we go. Done. That's about all I could do, because if I actually brought in live video, this channel would be doxxed and we wouldn't be here. So there we go.
Exactly. But point proven in 3 pictures. That's all it is. If WWE could just understand that's what people really want to see, maybe they'd be a lot better off than they are. What are you chuckling at? Oh my God.
Christmas Eve?
Stop showing up.
Boxing Day. Again, Christmas Eve.
Oh God.
Boxing Day.
Bring me the Grinch who stole my egg.
We'll find that out tomorrow. I was going to put that down as the Nitromaniac TV fun fact for tonight, is that we will find out who will steal or who the culprit of Mr. McMahon's stolen egg is tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. But we are
I genuinely
by
No,
typing
I
effort.
genuinely don't give a damn. Much like the anonymous Raw general manager through a laptop was apparently Hornswoggle. We don't know, maybe.
Yes, that's the whole thing. Is it's
With no
apparently
consequence, with no follow up, with no what the hell was that? Just like when the Big Show got fired and then apparently like came back on the show randomly one day, and then it went to AEW. But like seriously, this is pointless. It was a pointless crossover piece for The Rock's movie for an event he didn't show up to. Fuck all this shit. Useless.
Want to give a quick shout out over on Twitter to the Wrestling Soapbox. They retweeted the link to the video, so shout out to the good folks at the Wrestling Soapbox. How you doing? Hope things are well. Hope things are going good.
Yay.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And also a quick shout out to the folks over in the Crosspoint Pro Wrestling group on Facebook. Again, we are privileged and we've been honored all year to be posting Nitro's takes up in that group as well. Just to bring that community in with our community here and just kind of hang out and chill and everything. And you guys are the best since this is the last WWE pay-per-view. And I guess the last pay-per-view in general that we're going to do for the year. So there we go. And I think I just lost TL. I'm not sure. But anyway, while that's going on, I'm going to just load up our final real segment for the night here. And this is the news that we got earlier this week on WWE TV, or actually not even WWE TV, from the company itself, that they had dropped, another group of wrestlers. So John Morrison, Top Dollar, Ashante Adonis, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Tegan Knox, Drake Maverick, Shane Thorne, and Jackson Riker all got cut from WWE as we add Mr. TL back into the stream. I was just running down the names of the folks that got cut again this week. So, again, we found out what happened with the Hit Row faction. You had a full ready for television faction that you basically future endeavored within 2 weeks of each other.
Yeah, but you broke them apart. You got rid of the girl first and the rest of them after.
Low move. Really low move.
Absolutely.
Since that was supposed to be the heel New Day that was going to be feuding with the New Day in 2022.
Yeah, and they got rid of it for no reason. Great talent, got over in NXT and everything. They had a great future. We couldn't
see how this played out and then made a judgment on them?
I guess not. I guess Vince McMahon doesn't want to touch anything that has Shawn Michaels or Triple H's name on it.
Now, the rest of the cuts, John Morrison, they were using him on Main Event. They didn't really use him much after Miz got hurt.
They never do.
Anyway,
they always bring him back and they never use him. For the simple fact that they don't trust him with a microphone because he's not that talented with a mic. And they just always pair him up with the damn Miz. And with the Miz gone, why do they need him?
Yeah, exactly. Drake Maverick, he got cut last year and then brought back. And now it sounds official that he got cut. So I think he and EC3 will re-hook up on the Indies and probably end up in Ring of Honor. Well, not even in Ring of Honor, sorry. They'll end up in Impact because they have a big history in Impact, again, as an act together. And that's where they really formed and they were a strong heel stable in Impact at one time too. So I think that's definitely something that they could grab on their legacy and work on, so forth. Shane Thorne, along with Mikey Nichols, were tag team champions in Japan as the Mighty Don't Kneel. So New Japan probably is next for those guys because that was the one Japanese promotion that team never conquered before they got signed to WWE. They were all Japan champions. They were Noah champions. So New Japan, I think, is a natural. They're from Australia. The trans from Australia to Japan is fairly short. It's like flying from Los Angeles to here. So, it's pretty easy.
Shorter than going over the Atlantic or the Pacific.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And who else here? Well, Jackson Riker, he was the one bad egg out of all of this because because of his stance on social media being pro-Trump and extreme right wing and a lot of tweets and that stuff. So I think that finally caught up with him. But on camera, he was just a lackey for Elias. And then when Elias got shelved, that's it. So
how is he still with the company?
I don't know. Be quite honest with you, I don't know.
They don't even know who he is anymore.
I don't know what they're doing with that. I They took him off. They made him do these vignettes basically saying, hey, he's going to go in a new direction. And now we don't know what the direction is. So,
yeah, he buried his character quite literally with a tombstone.
Yep.
And we haven't seen him since.
Yep.
Just like Alexa Bliss. We haven't seen her since she couldn't eat the salt tablet properly.
This is one hell of a salt tablet. You could say that she got assaulted.
That's gonna be the thumbnail. It's just these two fish.
It will be, yeah. We have lost our minds. That's it.
Definitely.
All right.
Also, my phone was overheating. I think that's why it cut off.
Oh, okay. We best wrap this up quickly. Otherwise, this action is too hot for Apple. So there we go. What's your rating out of 10 for Survivor Series? We never gave that yet.
Ooh, interesting. 6.5. It gets a passable mark because it had 2 matches I really want to see, and they did pretty well. Everything in the middle, meh. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, exactly. I am going to go. You know what? It's already saved on my thing here from the last pay-per-view. I'll go 7 out of 10 out of that. And again, same deal. There were the 2 matches. I desperately wanted to see what was going on with Charlotte and Becky, how that thing started. See if they could coexist in the ring or not. And then, we go ahead with the main event because that's always awesome to get the 2 champions to go head-to-head with each other. And that's it. And I'm an old school Survivor Series mark, so I love the 5-on-5 elimination tags in whatever form that they take. So having a couple of those on there is always fun and refreshing, and that's great. Everything else I could basically leave off of the show. It really wasn't. They were just glorified TV matches, basically. And
they were. Tag matches, all right.
The egg thing is
Didn't
weird and dumb, and it might be the worst angle of the year. I got to see how this ends, though.
Remember when wrestling died?
Okay, so you would put the zombie attack more than...
Wrestling died that day, man.
Well, apparently Morrison's career died there because they cut him a few months later, but there we go.
Yeah, he got eaten by zombies and we never saw him again.
No, we saw him. He was on main event. but
I know, but it's funnier in my version.
He got eaten by the zombies.
We saw him on main event. We saw him on main event. That's like being seen on the French channel here in Alberta. Yeah, exactly.
tinyurl.com/Radiac Sub up if you like this show. Just sub it up, and more coming your way in 2022, obviously. And we'll have some stuff coming in December. I keep thinking we have some stuff coming in November. It's November now. We have some stuff coming in December. Yes, it is November.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can't remember it's November. It's not the November to remember. It's the November to forget. So, yeah.
You done lost your damn mind. You know
I have, yes. It's because it's the Christmas season. It's a little bit nutty and that stuff with things going on. We'll also give a shout out to our friends over at lovewrestling.ca, twitch.tv/lovewrestling.ca. Like we talked about a week ago, watch their space over the next little bit here for some great content coming your way from their side. I often say, if you dig my stuff, then you will love, no pun intended, you will love their channel because they are constantly 24/7 putting out stuff that's interviews with some of the biggest names in independent and in pro wrestling across the board. Awesome opinion features, you name it. That channel is lit 24/7. So you throw a subscription here, and they're trying to push for 1,000 subs over there by the end of the year. So make it happen, because in the YouTube universe, if they get 1,000 subs, then they start getting the YouTube checks from Google, and everybody's happy. So,
no pun intended.
Get that top cheese. Yes. And it doesn't help either that Big E's making that face up top too.
That's kind of where I got the idea from. I'm not gonna lie.
It's weird. Yes, I am pulling a Krang right now, or Krang with
Krang.
Krang. A little bit. Hanging out in the midriff of the world champ. So there we go.
The pectorals.
That's exactly right. So last call for comments. If you've got any comments on tonight's show, throw them up and we will answer them as it is. Otherwise, that's basically it. That's all I've got for right now. Yeah, December now, we'll just wrap it up with this. With this change in the schedule now that there's no TLC, that the next pay-per-view is WWE Day 1. That will be on January 1st, 2022 from Atlanta, Georgia. I think it's still the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. But that's interesting now because basically they could go out tomorrow, do one live show, and then pre-tape the entire month of December.
Might as well.
Might as well, yeah, exactly. And get back to touring in January.
Yeah, exactly.
So, give the men and women the month off, I guess. And I guess that might be the way that answers the question on how we're going to get a more balanced schedule out of everything now. So
hopefully is the way to do it. We'll see.
For workers, so.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. Well, The Undertaker for 2021 was an awesome invention, but it will now rest in peace till 2022.
Oh, God.
And that's about it for this show. Mr. TL, where can they follow you on the social medias?
At TMLOUTAN. Give me the smoke. I want that smoke.
Wants to smoke. He always wants to smoke. And he'll also teach you how to smoke. A good ham.
I won't. Oh, you got me on that one.
Yes. A good ham.
Yes.
Perhaps what else can you use? What else can you?
You never had smoked turkey?
No, never have.
It's delicious. It's like ham, but it's poultry.
I've never had smoked turkey. That would be good.
I don't know why I turned into Tracy Morgan.
All right,
the smoked ham.
Just for fun, how would Tracy Morgan narrate the egg situation from Survivor Series tonight? So I'll start with slide number 1. Here's slide 1.
Damn, that's a big egg.
Okay.
I wonder if there's chocolate in that. It's probably loaded with caramel. Maybe some nougat. Either way, I want to crack it open and have Easter come early.
Okay, slide number 2.
Okay, now they put it behind glass. Now you got egg in a cube. It's like they put the egg in the fridge. Roman Reigns is looking at the egg like he want to make an omelet. He's hoping it's just egg whites. Yeah, he's the tribal chief. He ain't got time to sew through the eggs. Pick out the yolks. He just want the egg whites. He's all protein. Paleo diet.
And finally, the third and final slide.
Okay, which one of you stole my egg? You know how priceless that thing is? You should see the chicken. The egg came from the peacock. It all makes sense. You didn't know that? WWE's on a peacock, and now I got this pretty looking egg. That's a peacock egg. You didn't know that?
Okay.
Give me back my peacock eggs.
It all comes full circle. I love it. Oh, man. Full circle.
Full circle?
No. That's and when you're looking at Becky for tonight, you're like, Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
There were a couple of other shots that have been making their way on social media, but I decided not to post them because I don't want this video taken down.
That was the thing I forgot to tell you.
All right, go
when
for it.
She got pinned and her thing got all cut up, and you could kind of see, and it was like, ooh, maybe switch the camera. But they put it right there when she got pinned.
Okay. I didn't notice that. I was watching the placement of the shoulders, I think, or something, or whatever.
Oh, you could not see her shoulders. You ain't seeing no shoulders from that view.
So we had a
you were seeing right down the center.
So there was a bottom half wardrobe malfunction, is what you're saying?
Yeah, she got a wedgie, and it
okay, yeah, too. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But we'll try and keep this as PG-13 as possible. There we go.
I dropped too many F-bombs for PG-13. Fuck that. I'm Brian Fellows.
You're still looking for that egg, aren't you?
And if you don't find my peacock egg, I'm going to come to Raw and find it myself.
That's what he's doing, too.
I'm going to ask everybody who took my peacock egg. You don't even know what to do with a peacock egg. I'm trying to hatch it into a new superstar for NXT. That's how the gobbledygooker came about. You didn't know that? That's how we make superstars now. We hatch them from the peacock egg.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it come out.
Roman wanted to eat it. Roman wanted to eat it for 10 grams of protein.
It almost feels trivial to say that, hey, follow me on Twitter at Kellen Nitro, because obviously Mr. TL's account is going to be the more entertaining of the two tonight. This was fun. This was a blast, let me tell you. And it's been great. It's been great all year having you come in and sit down and watch the WWE pay-per-views during 2021. I know it's been like pulling teeth in some cases, and sometimes the shows have actually absolutely flown by. But again, thank you to you for coming in. I want to give a quick shout out to Morehouse as well, who joined me on the first few shows of the year as well. Hope he is doing well. Hope things are fine and dandy with him. We still hang out, we still talk, and in fact, January 23rd, Monday Night Raw is in our hometown here, and so the whole Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited crew, past and present, will be gathered at Rogers Place in attendance for this Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Mayhem type show, television wise, if you know what I'm saying. But we're all going to be there, so I'll be sure to snap some pictures and put it up on the Insta and on Twitter and that stuff. And it will be a time, let me tell you. It will be a blast. So, and if you live in the Edmonton area and you notice us, come by, say hey. We're friendly people for the most part.
Oh yeah. Friendly. Yeah, hugs are free. Mm-hmm. But smiles cost money.
Exactly.
You could have a hug or a smile, but you can't have both.
Before we end the stream tonight, I think we'll give the last word of the night to Mr. TL doing Vince McMahon with the egg coming out of the limo. Just the pride in Mr. McMahon's voice as he emerged from the limo with the egg.
Look at my egg.
Good night, everybody. Take it easy and happy wrestling watching, folks.